Hi everyone, welcome to another Sunday Smile. My name is Ebtihal Badawi. I'm an artist. My art is expressionistic, where I use where I use colors and words to express how I feel. And my art bring people together, and that's what I love to do, bring people together, create a stronger community. And that's why I create Sunday Smiles. And today we have a special guest. Her name is Kristi. Kristi, welcome to Sunday Smiles. Can you introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me, and thank you for offering this Sunday Smiles. It's nice to be here. And my name is Kristi Coleman. I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where this is happening. Just so for people who might be watching this in the future, welcome, and welcome to Melissa and Clyde who are joining us live. So nice to be here, and I appreciate you offering this venue. This is fun, Sunday Smiles. So it's a great title, and hopefully we'll just keep smiling and getting happier and happier as we pull energy in. So I am a school counselor by trade. I work at a public school here in the area, and I have for the last 7 to 5 years, I've been working in a modality of access consciousness, and also for about the last 10, 12 years, I've been instructing people on yoga and meditation and getting in connection with heart-centered practices and trying to raise level of consciousness and awareness, and trying to help people waken up to knowing what they know and being empowered to know that they know. So that's kind of me in a little bit of a nutshell, just to do that introduction. So I have lots of modalities. Used to be a dancer. I was a Point Park College graduate back in the day, and did dancing. No longer really dancing, but I do enjoy the movement and creative expression that comes with moving the body as well. So that's just me, a little introduction. So thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Can you tell us more about access bars?
Yeah, so access bars is a body process tool that comes from the body of work that Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane Hare have created about 30 years ago now. So it's been around for quite a while, but I will say since I've joined over the last 2 years, it's really blown up, and has gotten larger and larger and larger as more people come into access consciousness. So the access bars is a tool that is a hands-on body process tool that is used to really empower people to know what they know. And it is work that's done solely on the head. There's 32 points that when gently pressed by the practitioner, which I am, to the receiver on the table, holding these points on the head for just until the energy is stopped pulling. But these points on the head have a lot to do with thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So it's access beliefs that thoughts, feelings, and emotions are kind of a lower harmonic, and ways of actually keeping us kind of stuck and limited, because we get sometimes trapped in those thoughts, feelings, and emotions of always trying to get things right? And sometimes they are and can be limited beliefs. So we are trying to, by holding these points on our head, working on areas of lifting limitations and lifting implants that may have been with us from childhood, may have been with us from past lifetimes, ancestral beliefs, like we were talking at the beginning of class. So there are points of view that you have about money, creativity, body, your body as a healer, you as a healer. So these points are held, and feeling the energy between the gifter and the receiver. And we talk and access a lot about giving and receiving, gifting and receiving, as opposed to give and take. So the language kind of shifts a bit when you start the talk of access consciousness. And they say, worst case scenario, you lay on the table and your head's touched for about a session's anywhere between 60 minutes to 75 minutes. You can also run it for 3 hours, but a session that I run on people that come to my home, and I offer these sessions, is about 75 minutes in length. And worst case scenario, you're going to get off the table and, you know, feel like you had a really nice, relaxing, peaceful massage. Best case scenario, we've like released a limited belief that really your whole life can begin to start changing, because you're going to function from a different point of view, a different reference. Something might have just let go that's you know, no longer getting in your way of struggle. So the bars are a gift. They've been a gift for me. I was introduced to them by a social worker that I was going to for some counseling to get some work. And, you know, she was doing some Reiki, and then she came on this modality and she said, let's get on the table. And, you know, there's no music. It's not really, you know, it's a process that can be done while you're talking, while you're watching TV. So a lot of my counseling became about me processing whatever emotion or stuckness that I had, sadness that I had, while she was running these points. And they were like, the feelings and the emotions kind of just left me very quickly, and life started coming much more easy. Like, so my reactions to things stopped being so intense. You know, I still have obviously emotions. I still cry sometimes at the, you know, it's not like I've lost my emotions, you know, at a sad commercial. And a lot of the Corona stuff, you know, you get some sadness that still comes up, but the reaction and my response time, or my resiliency to back is like much quicker. So there's so many tools in Access, but in a nutshell, that's the Access bars. Hands-on body work session takes about 75 minutes. There's 32 points on the head that, when, you know, lightly touched, it changes the chemistry that's happening in the brain. So it actually changes the way the synapses and the connections in the brains start running. So they're not like continuing to run in a hamster wheel, so you keep repeating the same thing. So it's like an interrupt. You know, sometimes like when you hit Control-Alt-Delete on the computer and it resets it, or on your cell phone, if you do a hard reset, that's kind of what the bars do. They kind of give you a hard reset. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Answer that?
Yes, thank you so much. Melissa, do you have any question? Anyone?
I'm just curious, because this is the first time I'm hearing the vocabulary of bars. Mm-hmm. The vocabulary that I'm familiar with would be from acupuncture, or sometimes from massage as well, the trigger points. And the head trigger points, I know in massage and acupuncture, are both incredible. And you talked about lightly touching, which made me think of almost like lymphatic massage as opposed to a deeper massage. Is it a cousin to any of those, or is it very distinct from any of those? Because I'm curious, because I've not heard the vocabulary before.
Yeah, it's its own energy. It's you know, it's not, you know, like those are kind of like a medical modality where you're going in and they're actually, you know, checking your pulse points or looking at a symptom, and they're kind of working with the symptoms that you're presenting and treating those symptoms, which, you know, I do go to acupuncture and chiropractor, and massage. So, and massage is really working, you know, a lot of the muscle tissues. So this is more about the energies behind thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And it's really trying to get you out of the monkey mind. Bars is about becoming aware and receiving space. So that's the little acronym that we have. So it's really about opening up space in this monkey mind so you can choose greater for you. So you can create more awareness for you. So you can say, hey, would this acupuncture session be a contribution to me and my body and healing? And you won't have all these like tug of wars going back in your brain. You might have an awareness of yes, and you'll move in that direction. Or you might have awareness of no, and you stop. So it's really more about creating more awareness for you so you can make greater choices that contribute more for your life, whatever that may be. And it's really getting out of the judgments of the choices that you make, and like, this is right, this is wrong. So it's really kind of about releasing the grip thoughts, feelings, and emotions that keep us really limited, so you can start becoming and receiving and knowing more for you. And it's different. So it's not really an energy that's more in the, the alternative medicine route, but, it can create great change. It can, there's so much to Access Consciousness that can help heal the body, that bars can open you up to. Did that help you?
Yeah, it did. And the question that's coming to my mind now is, humans in general have a lot of, it's called things that we were taught. And so we have a lot of self-prejudices, not even prejudices towards other people, but our own internal prejudices that make us think, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, we shouldn't do this. Oh, we shouldn't do that. So that's kind of what this is aimed at, creating the space where you can remove what's been put in by somebody else and open yourself up to what's out there. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's very good interpretation. It's about getting rid of the shoulds in your life. So you're not limited. And again, it's not about judging the things that you did in the past as right or wrong. It's just about, letting go of the judgment and moving forward and choosing what's something that's greater. A big question of Access Consciousness is about learning how to live in the question. So, and it's not always so much about coming up with the correct answer. It's about learning how to perceive the energies that's going to create the life that you want to create. So it's about, having an awareness and a centeredness about the energy of what you want to create in your life. And then you're asking questions. Well, if I choose this, is this going to create, does this match the energy of what I want to create? And again, it's not should I or shouldn't I? So that is something over the last 7 years that I've noticed. The biggest change is that I still occasionally will do it, but is like getting rid of those shoulds, and just really trying to just choose they talk about choosing in 10-second increments in Access Consciousness a lot. There's these 10 keys to freedom that Dr. Dane and Gary Douglas wrote, and basically it's a handbook, and one of the keys is, living your life in 10-second increments. So just choosing and following the energy of what's matching the energy of consciousness and what's true for you, so.
Can you tell us more about the 10 seconds increments?
So it's about following the energy. I'm still working on that tool, because to me it's a little bit like I gotta plan a little bit more than just 10 seconds, but it's, it really does take the judgment out of the choices that you're making when you live in your 10 seconds. You're very present, and you are not, looking towards the future of what you want to do. You're not looking towards the past of what you did. It's just really helps you be present. So it's mindfulness. It's a mindfulness practice, really, if you're just constantly choosing and following the energy that's matching the creations that you would like to choose in your life.
So like reset every
10 seconds. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
this feel like to me. So they talks a lot about Access Consciousness and in bars, what's light and what's heavy. What's light for me might not match the same energy of what's light for my partner Clyde. But it's not that my choice is wrong and his choice is right, and it's just matching the energy of what it is that you would want to create, and choosing for you, and trusting that you are making the choices that are creating the life that you would like to live. So light and heavy, it's more about energy. And, in muscle testing, if you've done some of the muscle testings and stuff, and, if you go towards something that might be what's true for you, sometimes people fall back, and that's a lie for them. So it's like light and heavy is what's true and what's a lie for that person. Some people falling backwards might be there. So you have to kind of work with your body and figure out what's true for you. And oftentimes, that's getting quiet and asking questions, even saying, hey, universe, show me what's true for me. Hey, universe, show me, show me what receiving is. That's something that I'm working with right now, is like sometimes you miss the gifts that life has to offer you because you're just not living in 10-second increments. You're stuck in your head sometimes planning what's next, planning, you know. So when you're in the present moment of 10-second increments, even minute increments, you know, just living in the present, you begin to understand the light and the heavy, you know. And I still every morning I still, you know, practice with my partner, and we sit and we are in silence for 10 minutes and just try to breathe, you know. And when I get out of that state, that reminds me of my true essence, and that reminds me of what's lightness. So I still have to practice because I'm still new at access, you know, and consciousness, and learning what's light and what's true for me. So it's a rough practice, this 10-second increments. I'm not a master. I'm better at doing a handstand, but it's, you know, it's something that, you know, I continue to work on, and I don't really judge myself when I go out of that. And that's the best. That's the key of this practice, of this work, is really trying to get out of judgment of yourself, because, you know, typically that's to be the person that we judge the hardest is, you know, ourselves. And when you are kind to you, and you are being true to you, and when you are smiling like this beautiful Sunday smiles, being the gift, you know, that's what we need more of. Less judgment of telling people how to live their life, right? And just try to live, you know, consciously and awake and aware, and you can be that model to other people, and hopefully they'll start choosing what's light and true for them, because you're the example to the other people, you know. Again, not in a superior way, just that you're choosing lightness and choosing fun and choosing to be happy.
Yes, I took Access with you, and it's really amazing. It made me feel lighter. Even my daughter, like when I went to class, my daughter, she came and she really liked it. She enjoyed it. It truly made us more lighter. And also, I think with the questions, it make you live in the moment, like, you know, be truly present in the moment, and you can notice what's going inside of you and what's going outside of the world. You can also know the difference. You know, sometimes you mix up with the feelings that people having in the outside world and your own feeling, and you don't know if this is your own feeling or it's someone else. So with the questions, you can ask, is this is mine or this is someone else, right?
You know, we're energetic beings, you know, and I would say the majority, 99% of the feelings that we have truly don't belong to us, because we're all connected, you know. So one of the biggest questions in Access is, who does this belong to? You know, and so when you get a pain in your neck, or a lot of this, you know, COVID, I've been getting like a lot of tightness in here, you know, and I'll just, you know, place my hand and I'm like, you know, who does this belong to? I'm not an anxious person, you know, by nature. And most of the anxiety doesn't really truly belong to many people, you know, it doesn't belong to us. So the question is, who does this belong to? And I pause and I take a breath, and typically it's someone else or something else, you know. It's oftentimes the earth, more so than even someone else. It's the earth needing a facilitation. So I will say, return to sender with consciousness attached, or return to the earth with love attached. You know, the earth needs the muck. It needs the dirt. That's what it needs, right? So it doesn't belong in our bodies. And a lot of illness and disease is that we were picking up feelings and anxiety and depression and negative, mucky emotions that really don't belong to us. But we want to fix, and we want to heal, and we want to nurture, and we want to help, and, you know, we get busy working and trying to support our families, and we take on these things, and they really cause us harm in our body. So returning to sender, returning to the earth, I do this 1, 2, 3, and I throw it, there's a window here to the right. So, I'm giving it to the earth. And with my students and little humans, they really like the 1, 2, 3, and it's just like, throw it to the earth, be a contribution with intention, because that earth will use that energy. And, we keep taking stuff from the earth. So giving thoughts, feelings, and emotions and things that are harmful for our hearts and our hips and our backs and our bodies, it's a great tool. So, what is this? Who does this belong to? Those are really 2 questions. And returning to sender with consciousness, with love attached, turn it to the earth, 1, 2, 3 are really like simple tools. Access is really simple. It's kind of almost, people don't believe it because it's too simple, but I would encourage you and Melissa to, ask that question the next time you get a twinge, like, what is this? Take a breath, like be with that question for a moment, see what kind of awareness, kind of energy comes up for you. And it might be like an awareness that's something that you actually need to know that information to move on to what's next. Or it might be, this truly does not belong to me. And give it a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So did that, that's a great tool. The who does this belong to? They actually, in Access Consciousness, they actually have a free app, Who Does This Belong To app. And it, you can set the timer and it'll pop up like every 5 minutes to remind you to ask that question. And it's just another reminder tool to be in the question. Because when you live in the question, you're more in the present. And it's, again, not trying to find the perfect answer. Because oftentimes we get addicted to this need to be right? It's just trying to create more awareness of the energy and following that awareness or not, or choosing to not choose, and then sometimes there's nothing wrong with just being in a space of nothingness, because we are such doers in this world, we are such goes.
So true. We are in the fast mode. It helps us to calm down. What do you think if you can show us like a practice we can do together, like kind of meditation?
Well, I can show you actually an exercise. I think it'd be nice to lead in a little bit of a meditation more towards the end, just to kind of get us more centered, which I would like to do. But like this, there's an exercise in Access called the thymus exercise, and it's about just getting energy when your body is sluggish and tired and you want to get more energy to do something, because oftentimes we pick up other people's fatigue and tiredness and it really doesn't belong to us. So this is, on your thymus, you kind of put your hand here, you just hold on it, and if you want to, you can close your eyes, but you don't really have to, and you just kind of breathe into that space. And you simply ask, thymus exercise, run. And then there is this crazy, wacky tool called the clearing statement. And you can go to theclearingstatement.com to get more explanation of it. And Dr. Dane here, and you can see his magical face. And he will explain to you what this statement is, but I'll run it. It's a magic wand, and it goes right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9, shorts, boys, and beyond. So thymus exercise, run, and you can just say poc and pod. Poc and pod is about a point of creation and a point of destruction. So it's the magic wand in Access Consciousness that's erasing and waving over the limitations of whatever that position that you're taking. So, and then now that we have this thymus exercise running, I invite you to pull energy from the soles of your feet and let that energy rise up through the legs, up through your pelvic, up through the belly, into the heart, and into that thymus. And then pull energy from above, pull it in through the crown, down through the third eye, and in again to that thymus. So you're pulling energy up and you're pulling energy down. And then if you want, you can open your hands and pull all the energy in from the right into the thymus. Pull all the energy from the left into the thymus. Pull energies from the fronts of you, and pull energies from the backs of you. Thymus exercise, energy run, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And what else is possible here that we haven't chosen? And what else is possible here to create more smiles on this Sunday morning? You know, what else is possible to, you know, spread more awareness and more consciousness and more enlightenment into this world? And, you know, another great question is, would an infinite being choose? And you can fill in the blank, and that's sometimes the muck that we're feeling, or this fatigue. Would an infinite being truly feel tired? That'd be a great question to ask while we're running the thymus exercise. And I always like to take a breath. Access doesn't really talk about the breath a lot, but in my knowing, you know, the breath is for me a way of just getting more present with this thymus exercise. And then, you know, continuing now, you're pulling energy, but now what I would like you to do is reach out to the four corners, you know, actually just reach out to the edges of your body and notice how quickly you can expand. You can take your hands down now if you'd like and reach out to the four corners of the room that you're in. Reach out to the edges of you. Just notice the expansion and how big you are. Is there any edges to view? I think we're all one, we're all connected. You know, and take the corners of your lips. This is a Clydism, right? And then turn them up. Smile. So that's the, you know, that's an example of a thymus exercise that's very quick. It's something that you can do. You don't have to close your eyes to do it, but it's just like expanding. There's really no edges of you. We're all energetic beings, right? So that's a thymus exercise. So that's something that you learn in an Access Bars class. That's part of the manual. The manual is a 50-page freaking great toolbook that you can really enhance your life. You learn the bars, you gift and receive on, you know, you're a practitioner after you take the class. You can actually start earning money by charging for sessions if you choose to do that. Some people just like to take it as a tool that they use for their family. You know, I did a class right before COVID hit with two awesome ladies, two moms, and then right after, you know, when Ohio started opening back up, they rejoined, and they're like, this was freaking awesome. We used it on our kids. They both have like 4 to 6 children, you know, so all through COVID, they were gifting and exchanging. They taught it to their kids. So it was a great tool that they used to, you know, help build their immunity, help get rid of fears and emotions. Kids, as you know, really love it. But this thymus exercise, along with, I think there's 4 total body processes that you would learn in the Access Bars class that, you know, just help you get energy when you may require it. But again, it's about learning to ask, you know, don't come to conclusions. Don't just assume, you know, body, will this contribute to you? Body, would this, you know, is this what you require right now? So I do have a Access Bars class coming up August 9th. And I don't know, Melissa, if it's something that might be of interest to you. It is a body work. It is a class that you're face-to-face and will require you to actually lay down and just receive for, you know, one time in the morning and then one time in the afternoon. And then again, you gift one time in the morning and one time in the afternoon. And so the bars is a big part of the class, but you also get a tool belt that, you know, it's really shifted my world and the way I I know life to be now. So I'm grateful for it. And I also, during this last 3-day body class I went to, I got this certification to be an Access energetic facelift. So it's, again, touching different parts of the face energetically. And again, it's just mostly work that's all done in the head and a little bit on the feet. You touch the feet as well. But it's a 40-minute to 60-minute body process that when done 20 times, they say it really will, you will really see a difference in the aging of the face. So it's really shifting your points of view about what it means to get old. You know, and
I love it. It's truly, truly amazing. I try Access with my daughter, and it's really, really amazing. Thank you so much, Kristi, for joining us. And we have only 1 minute left.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So before we end, I want to introduce you to an art exercise, a very fast one. It's called self-esteem doodle. Like you have colors, pen, and paper.
I do.
I got my tape, my.
You even said to bring that.
So I want you to create doodle that reflect your current self-esteem. I know mine is getting better now with the exercise, and you may use straight or wavy lines that swirl or interact and take their own unique form to express high or low self-worth. For example, you can use color, dancing line, shape, represent high self-esteem, while tiny coarse line may symbolize low self-esteem. So I'm gonna use my color. I like to doodle all the time.
This is fun. Clyde, are you coloring?
I am.
You know, I've picked the color green ever since I was a little